welcome back to my channel. Today we'll see how to configure Secure RDP using a Windows Bastion Host. So let's click on Start Lab. So in this challenge lab, we will deploy the secure Windows machine that is not configured for external communication inside a new VPC subnet, then deploy the Microsoft Internet Information Server on that secure machine. For the purpose of this lab, all resources should be provisioned in the following region and zone. So they have given the region and zone here. You need to create all these resources in this specific region and zone itself. So in this task, we will create a new VPC network with a single subnet. So this will be a custom VPC network with a single subnet. Then we'll create a firewall rule that will allow external RDP traffic to the Bastion host system. Next, we will deploy two Windows servers that are connected to both the VPC network and the default network. Later, we will create a virtual machine that points to the startup script. Then we will configure a firewall rule to allow HTTP access to the virtual machine. So let's proceed with task 1, create the VPC network. Log into the console here. Click on Activate Cloud Shell. So in task 1, we need to create a VPC network by the name Secure Network. Later, inside this VPC network, we need to create a subnet in the region Europe West 4 region. Post that, we need to configure the firewall rule and we need to use TCP port 3389. You can refer to this GitHub link. I will be posting this link under video description. This contains the steps. You have to ensure that you follow each and every steps and understand what you're doing before executing any of these steps. So first, let's set the variables region and zone. Since we'll be creating all resources in this specific region, let's set it. Let's execute it here. So now we have set it. Next, let's create the VPC network. So we'll be executing this command gcloud compute networks. So this falls under networks. So we will be creating VPC network. Then since we are creating a network, you need to pass this flag create, and the VPC network name will be secure network. And here you need to pass this flag -subnet -mode as custom. Because if you don't pass this flag here, it will create a subnet automatically. But here we need to create a custom subnet. That's why this is very important. So let's copy this command. So once the subnet is created, you can see this VPC network is created with this name and subnet mode is custom. So next, let's create the subnet, and the subnet name will be this secure network -subnet. Here we are passing the network name where we are creating this subnet and the region where we are creating this and the subnet IP address range. So let's copy this command. So once the subnet is created, you will get these details. So we have created this subnet in region Europe West 4 inside this secure network with the CIDR range of this. So once this is done, you can verify that here as well. You can click on VPC network. So here you can see the secure network. So this is a one which we had created from the CLI. So if you want to check if it got created or not, you can come to console here and check it. So if you click on subnets, here you can find the subnet which we had created. This is having primary IPv4 range of this. So this is IPv4 range. So let's go back. Now let's create the firewall rule. Let me copy this. So we need to execute this command gcloud compute firewalls rule create. So we are creating the firewall rule with this name and a TCP port. We need to use 3389 and the source range IP address range I'm giving it as 0.0.0. So this allows internet access. Under target tags we need to specify this allow RDP traffic, and under network you need to pass that VPC network name. So now this is created. You can go back here. You can click on check my progress. Next, create the VPC subnet. This is also complete. Next, you can click on check my progress. We had created the firewall rule. Next, let's proceed with task 2. Deploy your Windows instance and configure user password. Deploy Windows 2016 server with desktop experience instance called VM-Secure Host with two network interfaces in the Europe West 4-B zone. Configure the first network interface with an internal only connection to the newly created VPC subnet. The second network interface with an internal only connection to the default VPC network. This is a secure server. So let's create that. We need to create the Windows instance and configure the user passwords. So we'll be creating a two instance here with two network interface. One is the Bastion host, another will be the secure host. Let's copy this command. Here we need to execute command gcloud compute instances create and the instance name. This will be a Bastion host and we are passing the zone here and the machine type will be E2 medium. So this will use the subnet secure network subnet and the network interface. It will use the default network interface. And under tag you need to pass this tag allow RDP traffic. So this tag you need to pass here, and since we need to create the Windows Server 2016 under image need to pass it this way. We had created this Bastion host. Let's copy this. So next we are creating another instance with this name VM secure host. Now even this is created. So if we go back here, click on compute engine here. So we had created Bastion host and secure host. So once done, you can click on check my progress. This should be complete. We had also created the VM Bastion host instance. Let's proceed with configuring the user password. After your Windows instance have been created, create a user account and reset the Windows password in order to connect to each instance. The following gcloud command creates a new user called AppAdmin and resets the password for a host called VM Bastion host located in the Europe West 4-B zone. So we can copy this command. By executing this command, we are creating a AppAdmin user and resetting the password for that user. So let's copy this command, go back to Cloud Shell here, execute it here. So once you get this, copy this to a notepad. This is for Bastion host. Next again, go back here and we are creating a user by the name AppAdmin and setting the password, and we are resetting the password. Let's copy this command, go back here. So here enter Y. So it's resetting and retrieving the password for this on this VM secure host. Copy this password and username because later we will be using this to connect to the instance. So once that is done, so in task 3 we need to connect to the secure host and configure IAS on that instance. To perform this activity, first let's RDP to the Bastion host. So since we are having this external IP, we can RDP to this Bastion host. So let's RDP to this. So you need to download the RDP file. You can click on this, connect, click on more choices, use a different account, app_admin is the username and the password for Bastion host is this. So copy this, connect to this instance with that. Type remote, click on remote desktop connection for IP address. So you need to copy this IP address. You need to provide that IP address. Click on connect. So the username will be app_admin and the password will be this. I will copy the password. Username will be app_admin and the password will be this. Click on OK. Inside Bastion host, we are connecting to this secure instance. Here click on add roles and features. Click on next. So this is the one VM-secure host. Click on next. Here you need to select this web server IAIs. Select this web server IAS. Click on add features. Click on next. Click on next. You can select this as well. Click on next. So you should get this message, installation succeeded on VM Secure Host. So you can close this. You can come out of this. So you can come out of that Bastion Host. Once that is done, you can go back here and click on check my progress. So this is complete now. So this is how you configure IaaS on that secure host. I will be posting this GitHub link in the video description. You can refer to this when you are performing your lab. If you face any issues or difficulties completing any of this task, you can leave a comment under comment section. I will be happy to help. So once you complete all the tasks in this lab, you can click on end lab. So ending the lab will delete all the resources which we had created. If you found my video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date with the latest content on this channel. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.